Hey guys, welcome back to another Hillside Gardener episode, and today I just want to show you a little bit of something. I've been away for about 3 weeks. My job requires me to do some traveling, be out of town, so this year I really kind of experimented with the whole hands-off gardening, see what would or would not survive with care, just out of necessity, quite honestly, because I can't always be there to baby my plants. Anyhow, I was just taking a good look at the surrounding, and it has been in the 90s. It has not rained a drop. Even all of the weeds on the hillside right here, this is the little bank behind my house leading up to the backyard. This is all dead too. But to my surprise, when I was looking down, I noticed this. Yeah, if you don't know what this is, these are sweet potato leaves. And I remember this spring we had some sweet potatoes that had kind of gone bad in the kitchen, so I just kind of tossed them up here on the hillside just for the whole compost, you know. And I just didn't think anything of it, and lo and behold, here's some sweet potato vines growing. If you look down here, right in there, that's where it's attached to the ground, but there's no visible sweet potato there. So I did a little more investigating, and if you look over here, I think I found where it started. Right down in here, that is an old rotted sweet potato, and of course another sweet potato vine that kind of grew out of it right here. This one is much healthier, obviously not that big, and I don't honestly anticipate any kind of root or actual sweet potato forming, but somehow the sweet potato that's physically there had a runner, or somehow that got attached over here and decided it was going to grow. So I'm not sure if it grew along this whole path right through here and eventually it just kind of divided up or broke off or whatnot. But yeah, so one sweet potato over here produced a plant over there. So I thought that was pretty cool, but I'm going to go ahead to the backyard here and show you a little bit more of what it looks like when it doesn't rain for 3 weeks in the 90s and you can't take care of your garden. All right, the raised bed in the backyard here, one of them. Before I left, these were lush collard green plants, and what's left? Well, that's just the stems that the cabbage moss or cabbage loopers, whatever, did not eat. Just dead little stems, so that will be a total loss. Disappointing, but you know, that's what happens when you leave stuff unattended. Unsprayed, unattended, everything. That one down there, I believe, was a turnip, and they ate that down to the ground, so that's cool. I did have some parsley plants right here. They were just dead and brown, so I pulled those up. So a lot of dry and a lot of not good progress. But this carrot plant here, I was feeling around on there. There's a very thick. Well, I'll go ahead and just pull it up for you right now. Ugh. Gross. So that's an old carrot that tons of fibrous roots and junk on it, so that's obviously too old. It'll not eat that. I had trouble with these variety before. These are the purple, cosmic purple. I tend to do that a lot. Yeah, there's another one, and this thing is just rotted and nasty. You couldn't eat that anyhow, but that was, I think, a leftover from last year even. So return those back to the earth. But anyways, this ghost pepper plant without water is flourishing. Tons of peppers on it. I mean, the plant is suffering. It is bone dry up here in this raised bed, but they has produced a little bit of peppers while I was gone, so that's good. Down in there, some arugula, the wild arugula, wild rocket, I think that's actually the package called it. It has survived, I think, because it's been under the shade of this ghost pepper plant, quite honestly. It has kind of protected it from some of the harsh sun rays and everything, kept a little bit of moisture, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just one tough plant and it actually survives. So I'm definitely going to water this, try to baby these guys back to health, and just going to kind of ride off the other side of the bed there and until the weather cools down. It is the 1st of October. It's supposed to be 93 degrees today, which is a good 20, 22 degrees above average for this time of year for us. So definitely having a very hot, long, hot, dry summer. Coming over this bed, I stuck in these two little lettuce plants where I left, and they are surviving, quite honestly. How? I don't know. Unwatered, untaken care of. I think we had one day that it had a little bit of a sprinkle for like 5 minutes. Nothing of note. So these guys are just somehow found a way to survive. So that's cool. And this monster right here, at first I thought it was a weed. I was going to come out and pull it, but it's actually a turnip. And if I can get in, well, you really can't tell from down here, but a little bit of purple kind of sticking through the leaves down there. That is the purple top white globe turnip. This one gigantic plant has apparently found all the water and has survived. So that's all right. So that's kind of a good surprise. So I'll probably harvest that soon and just, eat it, make it into a meal. Turnip green leaves are delicious, and turnips themselves are pretty awesome as well. These are some baby turnips that did survive. They haven't really formed much, but maybe when I get this big monster out of the way and then start watering these things again, they'll catch back up and give me something out of it. The fall potatoes experiment, I do have a couple plants here that are, this guy here is pushing up against the deer netting. It's really, really healthy. But I noticed right here's one, and there's another volunteer or just another baby sprout coming up for the potatoes, but it's just been so hot that, you really can't anticipate anything being flourishing, quite honestly, in these environments. So, go over here to the garden patch over here. This ghost pepper plant, surviving, tons of ripe fruit on it right there. So that's kind of cool, but I mean, just look at this soil. It's just dust. But deep down in there, when you use organic principles, deep composting, deep mulching, you're going to retain a little bit of moisture way down there the plants can get to, hopefully, and be able to survive without your constant attention, which is kind of the goal this year for me, is to kind of see how plants will do without my everyday attention, just as an experiment. The basil here is all gone to seed, and it's pretty much on its way out. The plant's brown and dying off. These are some eggplants that, yes, they turn yellow once they're fully mature and ready for harvesting seeds. I wasn't really impressed with this eggplant anyways, so I probably won't harvest the seeds from it, but if you do, that's what you're looking for right there, a fully mature, ripe. This is the Antigua eggplant. Over here again, some more basil that has seen better days. Pepper plant that's barely holding on. Some more pepper plants barely holding on. The asparagus in the back corner looks sad all by itself. Everything else around it is gone. Yeah. So anyways, marigolds did not make it either. And that's unfortunate because those guys can survive pretty much anything and anywhere. But even with that water, marigolds just won't survive. So that's just a little quick update on the backyard. What happens when your plants are not taken care of for about 3 weeks. But getting back to that point, why am I doing all this? Why am I showing you this? All right, I'm in zone 7. And like I mentioned at the start of this video, my job requires me to be out of town for sometimes. And I know that in the early spring, I'll probably be gone again on another work thing going on there. So my goal is to try to get plants established that will take little care, that will not be damaged by the deer or the wildlife, whatnot, to make it more of a hands-off, primitive style, permaculture type garden situation that you can walk away from, because we don't all have the same amount of time to just devote to our gardens. We just simply don't, whether we work 12-hour shifts 6 days a week, or like myself, you have to travel for work and you just can't always be there to attend your garden. Sometimes you need to find a situation that's going to work for you, and it's kind of fun in a way too. So this channel, this is the Hillside Garden. I will focus on the backyard stuff totally, on producing food and crops in your backyard, most definitely. But I will be kind of leaning for another series that kind of started with the Hillside Pepper Patch at my grandfather's house. I'll leave a link for that. You guys check that out. That was basically completely hands-off, unwatered. It was fenced in with a little deer netting for some protection. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and check that out probably tomorrow. I'll get a video up on that very soon. But yeah, just to see how your plants are going to do without your protection. Now, that can go one of two ways, whether, like I just mentioned, you're away for work, or maybe you're kind of like, one of those survival type guys or something, or you have a campsite out in the woods, or maybe a cabin or something. You want to be able to plant something, and you're going to go away. And then when you come back, you're going to want to have something that's been kind of surviving. Maybe it's you like the off the grid or the sustainability or whatever aspect you want to kind of take it on. But yeah, let me know, drop some comments whether you think that's going to be a good idea, something you'd be interested in. If you're not interested, that's totally cool. If you wanted to stick around for the just the backyard gardening, seed starting, how to preserve peppers or tomatoes or something like that, let me know too. Because as long as you're interested, I'll keep producing videos. But if you're not interested in it, I might maybe I'll just rethink about that, about what actually is what you guys actually want to see and what I'm good at. Because sometimes you think you're good at something and you try to present it and it's just not there. And sometimes, as I found out this year, some of the videos I put out have got tons and tons of views that I didn't think was that really good of a video. I just kind of threw it out there, but everybody seemed to like it and got tons of comments and likes and hundreds and hundreds of views. And I'm like, I did not see that coming. And sometimes I put some stuff out and I'm like, man, this is gonna be so awesome. I can't wait to show these guys this. And it's like 10 views and no comments, and it's like complete dud. So that's what you get, especially the small time YouTube channel, garden guy, whatever. But anyways, here's the last shot of the garden bed. It's more like a garden coffin at this point. Just everything in it is just dead. So that's totally sad. The compost and everything has broken down quite a bit from the dryness. I bet just as it's dried and dried and dried, it's just dropped more. So the bed definitely needs to be topped up, kind of mixed in, let it rest a little bit anyways. Throw some fall crops in there, so maybe some turnips, some Asian greens, things like that can survive. And like I showed you this early spring, these hoops are staying in here, and I'll put the greenhouse plastic over the top, try to extend the season a little bit. So more things to come. There'll be a lot of updates on all the garden progress in my absence, kind of show you some of the carnage, what did survive, what didn't. So this is getting kind of long-winded. Thanks to you guys for watching. Please subscribe, leave some comments. If there's anything you want me to show you or any other comments or questions you have about what you've seen in this video, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer your questions. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time here on the Hillside. Bye-bye.